Hey, what's up guys? It's that time of year again, where I do a recap of some of my most favorite figures that was released this year. I do have to note, obviously I didn't buy every single figure that came out, so my list will be vastly different from a lot of other people's list. That being said, let me know down in the comments, what was your favorite figure of 2024? I'd like to know your thoughts on it. That being said, let's kick this list off. At number 10, Bro Toys, not Joe Valentine. For the longest time, I've been waiting for some good 1/12 scale Resident Evil figures, and I have to say, looks like I'm still waiting on those. But this figure isn't too shabby at all. This is probably the best not Joe Valentine figure out there so far, although admittingly, it's slim pickings. But still, I will give credit where it's due. This figure has amazing articulation, the sculpt work is on point, and the real star is all the accessories that she comes with. Seriously though, she comes with pretty much the entire gun store, the whole armory, but she does leave a little to be desired. The figure, for being 1/12 scale, does seem a little too small, even for the scale, since she's even smaller than most of my SH figure arts and Figmas. And I have no idea what they were thinking with these soft good pants while the rest of the figure is plastic. But despite all my concerns of the figure, this figure is my number 10 figure of 2024. At number 9, we have a newcomer, Total Anime Chainsaw Man by Jazzwares. This line kinda just came out of nowhere. When I first saw these figures, I thought, these are pretty much like those anime heroes wave. But wait a minute, these actually look pretty good. I asked a buddy of mine how they were and he loved them. So I went ahead and bought Denji, and here we are at number 9. Really wasn't expecting this. This figure came with an extra set of even bloodier chainsaw arms, an alternative head, a swappable mouthpiece, all for 20 bucks. Well, actually I picked this up for 16, so all this for that price? Yeah, definitely making the list. Can't wait to see what else this line comes with next. At number 8, we have the Retro Scarlet from the G.I. Joe Classified series. When looking over my top 10 list from last year, I failed to put a single G.I. Joe figure up there, really doing it a disservice. To be honest, I'm really loving this line ever since its initial release, and I don't even know anything about G.I. Joes to be honest. They just look cool. Plus they come with so many accessories that it's kinda hard to pass up as a collector. I made sure to add my favorite G.I. Joe figure to this list from this year, and I am picking Scarlet. Retro Scarlet looks absolutely perfect, and is going to be my definitive Scarlet for my shelf. Don't need to swap out the head sculpt with a Black Widow one since they did an amazing job on this head sculpt. The spot might have been different, but right now I'm still waiting on Road Pig to come through. Future Benzo here. Yeah, so Road Pig just came through the mail today, and yeah, he's totally replacing Scarlet at the number 8 spot. This figure is so cool. I don't know anything about G.I. Joe figures. I just bought him because he looks cool, and this big boy with a pig mask is freaking awesome. Plus, he comes with a really cool doggo figure too, so with a mix of like 3 head sculpts, a bunch of accessories, 2 hammers, shield, doggo. Yeah, he's a deluxe figure, so it's kind of unfair to compare him to a retro carded figure, but yeah, no, he's awesome. Yeah. So Road Pig is my number 8 figure of 2024. At the number 7 slot, it is a tie between the Bring Arts Cloud and Tifa from Final Fantasy VII. These figures were initially a lot higher on my list, but there's no denying it. There is a lot wrong with these figures. Number 1 reason being that, after taxes, these cost like $150 each. But god damn, these figures look straight out of my childhood. The sculpt work alone really carries these figures to the point where I can overlook a lot of the flaws about them. The nostalgia hits too hard for these. but not hard enough to carry it to the top. Plus, it's super overpriced, so it's fitting for these Final Fantasy VII figures to be here at number 7. At number 6, Muhammad Ali by Mattel. This is probably going to be a controversial pick since I haven't seen anyone really talk about this figure, but no lie, I really dig this figure a lot. Even though it's a wrestling figure, it's pretty spot on to the likeness of Ali, plus it scales really well with the McFarlane figures, so you can recreate Ali vs Superman boxing match without costing an arm and a leg. But yeah, not too much to complain about this, a pretty good sculpt, articulation, and overall a pretty damn good figure. At the halfway point, I am placing the retro card SheHulk by Marvel Legends as my number 5 figure. Marvel Legends has been killing it with these female figures lately, and SheHulk is no exception. This is definitely one of the best Marvel Legends released this year. The face sculpt is great, the base is original and looks amazing. They added wash to the hair, and whoever sculpted this was definitely a fan of SheHulk. My only complaint is that, why haven't they made a SheHulk in her most iconic gear yet? I swear, they will make every single SheHulk variant other than default SheHulk. But I digress. This retro SheHulk is an incredible figure with very little flaws in my opinion. At number 4, Cyborg Superman from McFarlane DC Multiverse. Holy moly, just look at this figure. Even though I don't know anything about this variant of Cyborg Superman, this is one cool looking figure. What is even more wild is that at the time of this release, this figure is like only 22 bucks. Probably will go up in price, but who knows. The sculpt work is incredible, and the look really carries this figure, but that doesn't go to say that the articulation for this weird looking figure is actually pretty decent. There's even a little bit of wash throughout the figure, giving it a little bit more detail. But after this video, I'll probably go ahead and repaint this and add more detail to it. But other than that, this is one really solid release by McFarlane. Making it to the top 3 is probably to no one's surprise, the Jada Toys Mega Man. Another solid Jada Toys line. I am definitely on board with the Jada Toys bandwagon, probably being one of the best figure companies out there right now. This Mega Man costs like 20 bucks, and even though I was initially skeptical about the price and how small the figure was, wow, they did an amazing job on the Short King. He scales perfectly with Marvel Legends for your Marvel vs. Capcom collection, but also pretty much works with any line really. The sculpt work is perfect, and even though his alternate angry face looks a little off, it's actually pretty accurate to the source art material. The only reason why this figure isn't any further is that there's a bit of quality control issues with it. I've ordered 3 of these Mega Mans for me and my brothers, and all of them had some sort of factory blemishes on them. But other than that, this is a perfect Mega Man, especially for the affordable price, which is why it is my number 3 figure of 2024. Second runner-up is Marvel Legends Cable. I really struggled with picking a favorite, and for a while, this actually hovered around the number 1 spot for a bit. But ultimately, I had to knock it down a peg. This figure is just shy of perfection, but regardless, this is a damn good figure. Especially as a huge fan of Marvel vs. Capcom, my whole channel is dedicated to making the whole roster for crying out loud. Us Marvel fans have been waiting for a Cable figure like this. Other than that, the accessories that he comes with doesn't really look accurate to his arsenal in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. But I can overlook that. Absolutely love this figure and is my number 2 figure of 2024. And at number 1, it is the entire Street Fighter 2 Wave 2 by Jada Toys. This set is incredible. Each character is sculpted amazingly. The articulation's all there, and some might argue that the head sculpts are a little cartoony, but honestly, I'm perfectly fine with that. And I really like the exaggerated features of the characters. All of these figures come with incredible accessories ranging from particle effects, alternative head sculpts, and even stretchy arms for Dalsum. We've had like a gorillion Mr. Fantastic figure releases, and Jada Toys has done something what Hasbro hasn't done yet. Yeah, Wave 2 is a huge improvement from Wave 1, which is a pleasant surprise considering Wave 1 was a strong start. But to be fair, I wanted to include the Wave 2 as my number 1 since I didn't want my top 10 to just literally be half of Street Fighter figures. So if I did have to choose one figure from this wave, being the best of the best, this would be M. Bison. Whew, yeah. Honestly, it was a toss-up between M. Bison and Dalsum, with Dalsum having amazing accessories and a perfect sculpt. But yeah, I just have to hand it to M. Bison. This figure is amazing. It has a swappable cape, so you can switch between the Street Fighter look and his SNK vs. Capcom look. The cape is a bendy wire soft good, and the figure is highly posable. So yeah, M. Bison is my top figure of 2024. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, drop a like, comment, and subscribe. I have so much planned for the upcoming year, and plan on uploading at least every 2 weeks at most. So stay tuned, and definitely let me know what was your favorite figure of 2024 down in the comments below.